Hello, my name is Rainer Hanekamp and this is NG News with the latest updates from the Angular community every week. In this episode, we cover the news from Christmas to New Year's Eve. The next episode will be only about news happened in 2026. NG Poland happened in November and the recordings of the keynote, but also the Q&A session, both with members of the Angular team, are now available on YouTube. And here are the main takeaways. The keynote discussed the new features which landed in Angular 21, which was already covered in a previous episode. Generally speaking though, the keynote was mainly about AI. Jeremy Elbourn, the Uber lead of the complete Angular project, gave an introduction into the planned AI-supported workflow.
The agent can start your dev server through Angular's MCP server. It can write some code, which we know from Pavel talking earlier, that's already pretty good at writing Angular code. Then the agent needs to test the application in the browser. So we can plug the Playwright MCP server into our agent workflow, and now it can start a browser, it can click that button, and it can observe if you have some bug that your code is not working, and enable the agents to debug Angular applications with that Angular-specific context that only exists at runtime. And now we have completed the loop.
Second, Alex Rickabaugh, the lead of the Angular framework, gave an overview of what they are doing to make the framework AI ready. In the past, the Angular team always invited developers and showed them certain APIs that they want to bring out in the future. Common user studies, where they then also saw how those developers were using those. Nowadays, they also see AI as a real developer, and they do similar things with it.
Here's a result from the evaluation tool showing the code kind of, this is 95% plus success rate. This is a pretty good success rate across the spectrum of web frameworks. But the trick here is that this is for a framework that does not actually exist. The LLM has never seen a single line of code in its training data because we made all of the APIs up. But the LLM tried anyway, and it made up APIs for the things that it needed, event handlers and bindings and so forth. And we just added those APIs to our framework. And the end result is a web framework that the LLM has never been trained on, yet is able to use almost as effectively as it can use all of the existing frameworks.
Alex also mentioned that they also have to prepare for more dynamic UI. They don't have anything concrete yet, but he recommended to check out their community solutions like Hashbrown. Next, there was the Q&A. And one of the many questions was about security, especially how we can protect our code base from malicious library, especially if we look at what happened in the second half of 2025.
We use PNPM instead of NPM, and one of the features that NPM has, it does not execute post installs automatically.
Renovate is the tool that we use to update dependencies in all of our repos. And we've configured it to not accept packages that are newer than, I think, 1 or 3 days.
There was also the question about Angular ARIA and how it fits together with Angular Material. And here Jeremy said,
We've seen that over time, the broader developer community has started to move away from material design, right? Material design really had its heyday as a popular design system for everyone from 2015 to 2020 maybe. And I think people are more interested in kind of newer designs or doing their own designs, having their own custom systems.
And there were of course a lot of questions about signal forms. Here the migration path is very important. At the moment, a signal form can consume a form group or a form control from reactive forms. But Alex mentioned
the old style forms, reactive and template driven, do not understand the new style of signal forms control. We want to build that piece so that you can use the new style of signal control and have it still work in legacy form systems.
There is this idea of having dynamic forms where you describe your form, like the value, the validation rules, but also the UI type. So the select box, input field, checkbox, radio button. And then you have a library which will generate the form, the template, automatically for you. Now, in the old days with the old form systems, there were some libraries which already did that. NgRx Formally is one of the more prominent one. Now, at the moment, we don't know yet if NgRx formally will provide support for signal forms, but there is a new library which is built from the beginning for signal forms. Its name is ngForge Dynamic Forms. It comes with an integration of common UI libraries, Angular Material, Bootstrap, but also PrimeNG and Ionic. NgRx, the most used library for state management in Angular, was released in version 21. It brings a new website, the events plugin for the signal store went stable, and also further improvements. And that's it. I wish you a nice week and see you in the next episode. Goodbye.